Wow. All right. So I'm very excited today. I'm very excited today. Couple things, folks. I know it's Thursday already and you haven't heard from me all week, but I've been busy. I've been busy. We just finished our mountain bike season here in Kansas, the NICA Kansas mountain bike season. So I'm a coach. We coach kids from fifth grade till senior year. Great series, great series. We're all about more kids on bikes. It is fantastic. Now my son ages out this year, so he's 18, finished up high school, finished college too, and he had his last race. So we were able to get him a graduation present that he was not expecting, and we got him a new Pivot Mach 4. If you're into mountain biking, you can look that up. It's a Pivot Mach 4 SL. So it's a super light. So the bike is super light, very fast, and we got that for him to do his last race on. And of course, he's going to be. He says he's going to be a coach next year, and so it's not like we didn't buy the bike for one race. So we got him the graduation present. He's already packed that bike up and gone to Colorado. He is gone. He goes and works at a Christian horse camp in Bailey, Colorado for the summer. So he's got his mountain bike, he's got his guitar, he's got his freedom. He is gone. He is loving life right now. So that part's awesome. Now, the other part that's coming is we're going to have our own unboxing here in the next week or two, I'm imagining. So stay tuned. And in fact, this is a great time for me to throw this up. I've been working on a project called the Pedal Academy. So part of me, if you've been following me for any length of time, I'm always torn with this idea of, consolidate, focus, get on your one business topic and just push really, really hard on that one business topic, right? And then there's this other part of me that's like, Kurt, you're old, you've got experience in a bunch of things. You should do what you help other people be successful at, right? So if Mañana No Mas helps people build successful e-learning platforms, well, then it would make sense that I would have some e-learning platforms of my own, in my portfolio. And so one of the things that has nagged me for years now, I mean, I've been in the Great Cycle Challenge for 9 years. So that's where we ride. We ride bikes once a month. For the whole month, we ride as many miles as we can, and we raise money for kids' cancer. Right? So I've been doing that for 9 years. And as part of that, I get exposure to a group of people that ask a lot of questions. How do you ride so far? How do you sit on the saddle longer than that? What kind of pedals should I get? What kind of shoes should I wear? What kind of shorts should I wear? What is chamois butter? Like people ask all these questions. And I answer a lot of those questions in the forum. And it had occurred to me a couple years ago, right? Not gonna lie, it's more than a couple, probably 4 years ago. I said, I should probably make a course about this stuff. And I tried, like I reserved the pedalacademy.com URL, and I tried a couple of things, but if you don't have the right inspiration, if you don't have the right drive, the right passion for what you're doing, it's really hard to come across with authenticity and be genuine. And I felt like I was working harder to sell people on my course than I was helping people with their problems. Just being honest with you. So we backed off that whole project. Now, my experience with NICA has totally changed my perspective. The more kids I can help get on bikes, the happier I'm going to be. I keep running into parents that don't even know that there is a NICA organization. I keep running into parents that go, I wish there was somewhere for my kid to ride his bike. Yeah, there is. In fact, we race, 5 times a year. So, and we do practices, every week. And so let's get these kids on some bikes. And it's not horribly expensive. Some of the stuff that we'll be unboxing, some of the stuff we'll be showing off, on the Pedal Academy channel. Yeah, that's like hey, wouldn't it be nice to have this, But let's face facts. If you've got a fifth grader or a sixth grader that you're gonna put on a bike that they're gonna outgrow in a season, get a used bike for $250, $300. You don't have to spend $2,000 on something. So anyway, I'm going down a rabbit trail. I just want to let you know, we got some cool stuff going on with the Pedal Academy. It's in development. So if you go to pedalacademy.com, you're going to see a site that's in development. And we are currently building out some courseware so that we can put in there to help parents figure out the most appropriate way to get their kids on bikes and to get started in this whole thing. So we're pretty excited about that. Power Sport Academy. We are actually interviewing another company that is going to help us with attracting dealers to the Power Sport Academy. We do a great job with the Power Sport Academy. Not going to lie, we do a fantastic job. I personally think we have the best power sports dealer training in the country as far as results, as far as driving revenue to the dealerships and creating a positive internal culture within the shop where, technicians aren't trying to kill service riders. I've got 20 years of dealer experience and 10 years of OEM experience. So when you combine that along with the books that I've written, it all comes together in one great package for the Power Sport Academy. And so we actually are in talks right now to bring on another company to partner with us to help us bring leads and educated people to the table to talk about the Power Sport Academy. Very, very excited about that. Now, I want to talk to you about our soft launch we did over a week ago. Now, I haven't told you the name before, so I'm going to tell you the name now. It's the Prestige Family Office University. The Prestige Family Office University, and it goes by, it's pfuniversity.org, pfuniversity.org. Love these guys. Love these guys. Working with these guys has been amazing for me. This is an opportunity for me to combine my faith and my e-learning know-how and my marketing strategies in a way that adds value to them as people, right? And so they've already got colleges lined up to take these courses. If you're at all unknowing about this topic, just do some research, on family office, right? So family office management is typically what it's called. And this is like, a lot of people think it's like, well-to-do families, well-to-do families of faith, share secret information on how to be better leaders, better communicators, how to run their houses better, how to run their businesses better. But let's face facts. This is great information for everybody, okay? So it doesn't need to be gate kept, and held for only people of stature or certain schools. And so we're very excited to be a part of this Prestige Family Office University launch. Now, we did a soft launch more than a week ago. There are four schools that are currently on the schedule, right? The first school is already up. So the goal here was, let's get an MVP, right? Let's get a minimal viable product up. Let's get something going. So there's four schools, which would be like four course tracks, like the way I think about e-learning. There's four course tracks. And the first one is Family Office Management. And that one's up. That one's up and ready to go. People can enroll. They can, sign up for a membership. They can see all of the courses within that school. So to be clear, there's 7 courses in the first course track, and so this, pardon me, they are not shy on content. They have got content out the kazoo, and so we are currently building out the second school right now in the background. So the first school is already up and published. We are building out the second school right now in the background. And then part of the task that Mañana No Mas has is integrating a CRM, some automations, some sales pages, and then we're going to start building SEO content for them and really helping to push this project forward. What's really fun about this is they came in already with an audience, right? They already have colleges that are partnering with them to funnel students into this project. So we know that the project has budget. We know that the project has legs, and that makes it so much more fun to say, hey, let's do some SEO work over here. Let's do some posting over here. Let's try this over here. Let's do, and being able to do and experiment and play with things and have budget to do that is a really, really fun proposition for an agency like mine. So we are having a blast with that. That is, I'm not going to lie. It's one of the projects I've been most excited about in over a year. In over a year since we've had a really great, deep project to build and launch and work with people on. And the people at this organization are phenomenal people. So I don't mind doing the Zoom meetings. I don't mind hanging out, chatting with people. And it's nice to be able to have a business meeting where you can end the meeting with prayer. Like that to me is icing on the cake. right? Like, so some people say, well, that's unusual. What do you mean? Yeah, we have a Zoom meeting, we discuss business, and, then we may end up in a prayer. And that to me is like perfect. That's just a perfect place for me to be. I really, really enjoy this. And so if you get a chance, check out pfuniversity.org. Wonderful, wonderful people. You're going to see the site evolve over time. Like I said, the goal was to launch an MVP, get some stakeholders, some exposure to our what we're doing, right? So get the stakeholders exposure to things as we go, almost like a build in public mentality, so that we can get people excited and then bring people in as we expand into the different course tracks. As I said, as of now, there's 4 course tracks. I hear there's rumor that there might be a 5th, but right now there's 4 course tracks, and we've already built out the first one. The second one's in progress right now. So we're having a really, really good time with this. The content is amazing, by the way. Lots of video, lots of text, assignments, quizzes. Like, it's deep. It's not surfacey stuff. It's they're getting to the crux of the matter, which is, to me, it's just an inspirational piece. So I'm really enjoying it. Right now, let's take that one down and let's talk about how this is working in my favor. You may have known that I've done some. I should probably check. Is there anybody here? Is there anybody in chat? Okay, I'm not seeing anyone over in the chat, so I think we're good. All right, so next thing's next. I've been speaking locally, right? I've been doing the lunch and learns with the Chamber of Commerce. We've talked about AI. We've talked about WordPress. I'm active with things that happen at Startup Hutch. That's for local startups, right? It's like a resource center for local startups, and they have networking meetings that they do once a month. I'm good with that. I do the WordPress meetup here in town, so for free, we host these meetings once a month where people can come in and ask questions about how to use WordPress or what to do with their website or things like that. So active in the community. Some people would say, why do you put all that effort in? Why do you do all that? And I'm here to tell you, it's paid off. The former mayor wanted to meet with me yesterday. So we met at a coffee shop. I took my wife with me. It was fun. Hey, baby, let's go sit with the former mayor. So we went and sat with the former mayor. And basically, they had heard from the talks that I had given locally that I'm a good public speaker, that I'm funny, that people like me, blah, 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 right? Makes me feel like that guy from Saturday Night Live, right? And gosh darn it, people like me. Obviously, good to hear, right? Obviously, good to hear. Now, so what that means is, like I've always said, right? You got to find your opportunities within the obstacles. You got to sow your seed so that you can have a harvest, blah, blah, all these things. And it's so reassuring when you see that come true. So there we are, having coffee, chatting to the former mayor. And she says, we've got this event, over 1,000 people are going to be there. We're looking for somebody that can X, Y, Z. We know that you're the person that can X, Y, Z. And so it wasn't an audition. It was like literally like, we just want you. And I was like, all right, that's great. And then I said, let's just get the hard question out of the way. Is this a donation from Mañana No Mas, or is there budget for this event? And it turned out that there was budget for the event. So it's a paid speaking gig locally. So that's a big deal. I live in a small town, 40,000 people, right? So it's funny that we call that a small town nowadays. Anyway, and they do it all the time here. They call it a small town all the time, right? So we got 40,000 people in our small town. And so I'm being hired for a paid speaking gig locally. That to me is big news, because a lot of local stuff ends up being like, donation, right? Like you're just paying it forward. So it's nice to be hired for that. Now there's one step that goes further. She knows about the Sunflower Launch. So Sunflower Launch is a local apprenticeship program that we've put together at Mañana No Mas, where we bring in recent graduates and we work with these recent graduates that have an interest in digital marketing. We give them hands-on experience in an agency framework of what it's like to run a successful agency. So, what is it like to talk to customers? What is it like to do a needs assessment? What is it like to build a proposal? What is it like to have to do the math and figure out the pricing? What is it like to, right? Newsflash, no one ever taught me that. And most of the agency owners I know have never had that kind of training. It doesn't seem to exist. And so we created this through the Sunflower launch. The initial startup in Sunflower launch is a 46 lesson course that people take. There's some live coaching, there's some homework, there's some, like group mastermind calls that we do. All right. It is local, right? So we work with these young people, face to face. And the Sunflower launch to me is going to be really, really awesome, because what happens in this small town is people come to our community college, which is a great community college. People come to our community college, they finish their courses, they leave. They leave. They chase the job wherever the job is, right? New York, San Francisco, San Diego, right? Like somewhere, they leave. They don't have to leave. Like, the cost of living here is so beneficial, and working digitally, working online, you can live anywhere. And so part of my goal here is, because I love this town so much, we've only been here a few years, but I love the town. I want to encourage as many young people as possible to put down their roots, to realize, hey, I could successfully create revenue right here. And because there's a favorable cost of living index, I can amass more wealth, more personal stability here than I could if I chased a job somewhere else. And so I've pitched this to the city, I've pitched this to the college. Everyone that hears it likes it. The good news is that at the end of the paid speaking engagement, there is a resource fair. And as part of the compensation for me speaking at this event, I get a free booth to advertise the Sunflower launch. Now, attached to the Sunflower launch, let me put that up there. Attached to the Sunflower launch is a digital virtual version of this same program. So it's not in person, it is everywhere, right? We call that WP Agency Academy. The WP Agency Academy has the same courseware that Sunflower Launch has. It just doesn't have the benefit of being in person. Now, that is also launching with its 46 lesson course to get the thing started. Now, as people come in and understand what we're talking about when we say running a successful digital agency, we're going to start divulging, from the Mañana No Mas perspective, our tech stack and how we leverage our tech stack and how we do things. All of those items are going to be separate courses behind the scenes. So when we say, hey, we're Lifter LMS professionals, and this is why we think every business website should have some e-learning in it, right? So we give them the information on how to upsell e-learning into a basic web package, and then how to build that e-learning and how to use that program efficiently. So that's a course. Then we're going to have a course on putting in a CRM, a course on using form tools, a course on payment gateways, a course on shopping carts, and we're going to cover the shopping carts, WooCommerce, FluentCart, SureCart. We're going to cover those things so that when they start their own digital agency, they're going to be able to take a look at their own tech stack, and they're going to go, okay, these are the tools Kurt said, are dependable, that work, right? And we're going to help them pick a direction that is like a proven template where they could use that to get paid, right? The big thing is getting paid. When I started out, same as many agencies, I would build crazy websites for $500, right? Somebody would say, oh, I need a website for my business. And you're thinking, oh, it's a 5-page easy website. And then they come to your office and they start asking for this, asking for that. Next thing you know, you're, building custom sliders and doing all kinds of things, but you're too afraid to ask for the money. So you end up doing all these crazy things. You get $500, and because they didn't pay enough for it, they have no appreciation. And so they say, oh yeah, I'll probably get a new website. You know these people, you've seen it. So what we do is we work people through the pricing model. This is your skill set. This is what you can offer. This is what this is worth. And we start building their confidence from the get-go so they can stay away from these $500 traps, right? Hey, if it's a $2,500 project, bid the $2,500. If it's $4,000, bid the $4,000. And if they only got $500 to play with, guess what? They weren't your customer in the first place, right? We've got to give these young folks a chance to succeed with knowledge, with education, with confidence. Because to be honest with you, if we don't help them, especially in today's economic climate, they're not going to make it. And so, again, super excited. WP Agency Academy, Sunflower launch. Now you stack that up with the Power Sport Academy, and you stack that up with the Pedal Academy. I think you're seeing a theme here. Mañana No Mas is not only an agency that helps other people, fulfill their goals of getting their e-learning up or building successful e-learning websites for course creators. We also have the proof in the pudding. So we can say, hey, this is what we do, right? This is what we do. There's a reason why we're experts in the field, right? There's a reason why people come to us from all over the world to get these things done. It's because we know what we're doing. So I just really want to encourage people. If I'm going to be super honest, at the beginning of the year, we weren't getting a lot of work. And I was like, man, where'd all the work go? Like, it just kind of dried up. It dried up for like more than 2 months. It dried up hard. And I'm a stick-to-itiveness kind of guy. If I know that I'm on the right path, if I've prayed about it and I've asked questions and, man, that light is bright, let's change that. I didn't even realize it. This is what I need you guys. I need you guys to come in here and comment and say, hey, Kurt, you got that light set on high, baby. All right, so now that's right. Now I look orange. I should talk funny. Getting people on the right track, getting where we want to go, that hugely inspirational. If we can show that we can do it, we inspire our clients to know that they can do it. And there's certain things that work. I want to tell you a story. I got some time. So I'm going to tell you a story. I told you I got Hayden that new bike. Sunday, he's racing this new bike. He's in the race. I work feed zone. So I'm one of the coaches. I work feed zone. It's like, in this particular instance, it's like 15% of the way into the lap. And it's just a little pull-out area where people pull in. They can get a new water bottle, a protein bar, whatever, right? It's called feed zone. But I have a great overview of the track. I can see directly after the start-finish line. I can see pretty much all the way up to the feed zone, and then past the feed zone for probably a little bit more than a quarter mile before he dips into the woods and starts, racing in the woods. I'm going to tell you, as a dad, I'm watching this, right? He's on a brand new bike for him. The first lap, it wasn't pretty. He was in 7th. There were 7 people in the race. He was in 7th. And I was like, ooh, okay, I hope he gets on that wheel. So I'm yelling at him, get on that wheel, make that pass. Comes out for the second lap. He looks better, right? Doesn't look like he's working as hard. Doesn't look like he's as frustrated. Looks like he's actually having a pretty good time. He looked pretty good. But he's still in 7th place. And he's probably a minute, maybe longer, behind the guy in 6th, right? So imagine 6th place goes by, and I'm like, where's my kid? And he goes by in 7th. Now, normally there's, I think, 13, 14 kids in this race, but it was graduation weekend, and a lot of people were out, right? And so this year he's gotten a 10th, he's gotten an 8th. I think he got a 7th once, right? Anyway, I'm digressing. I'm getting too mixed up in things. Third lap comes through, and he's looking strong. He's an athlete. He does better the longer it goes, right? And so other kids are looking tired. He's still looking pretty strong, but he's still in 7th place. And in my mind, I'm thinking, man, I just got him this new bike, right? This new bike wasn't cheap. I thought he would do better. Why is he working so hard? He's not looking so good. He finishes the race, and I go down to greet him, and he's ecstatic, jumps over, gives me a big hug, which, got to admit, that one kind of hit me hard. Last race, new bike, graduated school, right? So Dad's going through all the feels, right? He gives me this big hug, and he says, that was my best race ever, Dad. Wait a minute. I just watched that race. It was your best race ever? And he goes, yeah, it was my best race ever. We looked at the numbers. He was Now it's a new track, so it's hard. You can't say, "Well, I rode this trail before, and so my time is down," or whatever. So what we do is we look at comparative times from other racers that he usually races against, and so we looked at comparative times, and so kids that would normally have been able to overtake him and pass him did not. Okay, so let's put that into perspective, and then you do some rough math, and he was about 2 minutes a lap faster on the new bike than he would have been on the old bike. And so, yes, he had the best race ever in his young mountain bike career. And that's my point. Things aren't as they appear. Things might not look great, right? But they could be going awesome. Other times, things look great, but behind the scenes, people are struggling. We don't know. We don't know. So that's why discovery sessions, questions, conversations, relationships, that human in the loop thing is so important when we're talking to clients or we're talking to students or we're talking to athletes that we work with. And so when I'm coming to you and I'm saying, hey, I've got this project, Pedal Academy, Power Sport Academy, Sunflower Launch, the WP Agency Academy, I've got, oh my gosh, the Action Leadership Team, right? So we've got all of these projects, and I go back to communication, leadership, human in the loop. Like, yeah, AI's got a lot of answers, but those answers don't make any sense if there's not a realistic assessment of where you're at. Like I said, things can look good and not be so great. Things can look bad and be the best ever. And so, to me, when I'm helping my clients, when I'm with Manana No Mas and we're helping clients do these things, the insights are what people are attracted to. And so that's what we're trying to coach people through these different ventures that we have, is like how to leverage your insights to give people the best benefit for their investment. And I think that wraps it up. That's going to put us close to half an hour. Folks, I hope that you have just a wonderful week. Like I said in the title, things are popping. Let's go. Things are popping. Things are popping. A lot of people are upset about, the war, the economy, protests in the street, like whatever. I just want to encourage you, stick with it. Find the opportunities within the obstacles. I've been saying that since the beginning of the pandemic, right? Find the opportunities within the obstacles and leverage every opportunity. And I will see you. I'll see you very soon. In fact, I'm going to be with Lifter LMS twice today, going live. I'll be with WP Tonic. We'll be doing an interview here in the next 15 minutes. And I'll be on the Membership Machine Show later this afternoon. Have yourself a wonderful day. Bye-bye.